Hey, hello. I'm Eileen of Eileen Dreams, and I'm going to show you the easiest way that I know how to add a post in WordPress. And I'm going to do it by simply copying an existing post. I have a couple clients that want to take over the blogging on their websites. So I will show you how I'm going to help them do that. So let's go into my WordPress site. On here, make sure that I'm sharing my screen. So in my WordPress website, this is the back end, the dashboard of it. And you can see I can toggle through to visit my site. This is my actual Eileen Dream site. And here we are in the dashboard again. And down the left-hand side, you'll see all my plugins and categories. But what we're really looking for today is the post. And we're going to go to all posts just so that you can see what that looks like. And you can see these are the posts that I have done. So we're going to add a new post. The theme that I'm using is Divi, which is an elegant theme, and I'm using the Divi Builder. So we're going to use the Divi Builder here and let it load. Now, the way that I've set this, or the way that I set my websites up, is the blog is a page that you go to, and then the posts are posts under that page. So once the infrastructure is set up for that, it's very easy to duplicate. So I'm in the Divi Builder and I have my options. So originally I would have done the blog post from scratch, or I could have chosen a pre-made layout that Divi supplies, or I could make my own layouts. But this one, we're going to clone a page that I've already done. So if you choose the little green one there, and now these are the posts that I have created that you can see on my WordPress website. And down below are the pages. So if you are creating a post, you have to make sure that it's a post, not a page, or it won't work properly. So I'm just going to choose this one that I have already set up, and I know it works, and it's pretty much the look that I want. So what we're seeing now is the wireframe view of a blog post in the Divi Builder. So we're going to build it on the front end. I don't have to do it that way. I can just directly choose text, but we'll go on the front end and then you can visually see the way the changes are made. So it's just loading up here. And so these are the different sections of the page. The green is the column, but what we're interested in here is the black, which is the module. And I'm going into the duplicate of the old blog post that I did. I'm going to select it all and delete it. And then I'm going to grab my information that I had just written out in a Word document. And I'm going to throw it into the content. There it is. And now if you're familiar with WordPress, you'll notice that this is exactly like the classic WordPress editor. Here, I'll make it big so you can see it. So my title here, my favorite plugins for WordPress, I'm going to highlight it and make it a heading. So we'll call it heading 2. And if I want to check the design on that, there's 2 ways I can go in and I can see it this way. But if you don't know HTML, it doesn't matter. You can just go visually, and then we'll go into the design, into the heading text. And you can see if I choose the H2, I know it's Joseph and Sands. I can adjust the weight, the size, the text color. Actually, it's white, so you wouldn't be able to see it. Let's make it black. And there is that. So you can see now it's larger. And there is the information that I've done. So I'm going to go back into that and I'm going to add an image. So I'm just going to grab it. Oh, this image is already in. I could upload or grab one from my media library. And I'm going to center it, select it, and there it is. Now, if I wanted, I could put a background on my post. So there we go. Add a background color. I don't want to do that, would be way too dark, but we could do a little bit lighter. And if you want to see what it is you're doing, you can choose this here so that I can see what I'm working with and how I'm creating it. So just for example, there we go. There's the blue background. And actually that's just way too strong. So let's switched over to purple there. Let's really lighten it up just to give you an idea of what's possible. And now the thing about that I have that purple background, it doesn't look very good because the wording is right to the edge. So I'm going to go into the design. So if you're thinking about it in terms of a language, the text is your content, which is your HTML, and the design would be your CSS. But if you don't know that, you don't have to worry about it. So we're going to go down to the spacing. We're going to give it some padding. I'll give it 30 pixels. There you go. I just did the one to the left. You can see it moved over. And then we'll go to the right to make sure it doesn't go off the page. And click save, and there it is. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to save it. I'm saving it as a draft because if I was doing it for a client, they might want to approve it before I actually published it. So this one, I'll do it as a draft, and then I'm going to go back into the dashboard. And I'll go to the posts. So here it is as the auto draft. This is the one that I just did. So I'm going to quick edit it. Now it's important to categorize your posts for search engines. So this one by default was uncategorized. I'm going to call it website stuff. And I'm going to put it under WordPress, and I'm going to take it off the uncategorized. And I'm going to give it a name. So we'll call it favorite WordPress plugins. And I'm going to change, when I hit enter, it'll auto create the slug for it. And we'll publish it. And that's it. There we go. So let's go take a look at that. I'm going into the site and under blog. So blog is actually the page, but the posts are posts. And there it is. And we can link on it and take a look at what we've done. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, please email me, Eileen@EileenDreams, and see we can go to the categories, the different categories. This is why it's so important to remember that. There you go. So I hope that was helpful. Have a good one.